So then,
all good, all good. Right, let me record.
We give it a few minutes.
Do some record quick. Hold on.
right, different boys, but nice to meet you all.
We're good.
And you, mate.
Hello, Kieran. What are you recording on, Josh?
I've got Loom and Fathom on, so we're good. We're good to go, bro. We're good to go.
Can we give it a few minutes, or are we good?
Yeah, we can start, bro. I can just admit anyone in that hasn't joined already.
Cool. So I haven't got something prepared, so I'll do maybe half an hour of me sharing my screen and then half an hour Q&A. But in the meantime, I'll just ask you. I'll try and make it as interacting as I can because I don't want to be just talking for half an hour straight. But I'm not really used to Google Meet. I'm not used to Zoom. But right, let me try. Delete my screen quickly. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, quick introduction about myself. So I got into the space probably 2 years ago today, actually. Started off as a DM closer, did a bit of growth op, and now I've got my own community. I'm from the UK down south, in a place called Eastbourne, just outside of Brighton. But I'm only here 1 month of the year now because I spend most of my time in Southeast Asia or anywhere around the world. But yeah, the main things I'll be going over today is the key components of what actually makes a good appointment setter. How are you boys not going to only make 5K a month, but how are you going to scale out and so you can go into closing, make 10K per month, etc., etc. Okay, so I've kind of nailed it down to 4 points, and the key components are networking, mindset, skill set, and hunger. These 4 parts play a very, very key part to actually you scaling as an appointment setter. I'm sure that all these words are very familiar to you, but let's start off with networking. So with networking, here's in the last year, I've literally built my network to another level. So these are me and the boys. We just come back from France and Cannes. This is my community in Thailand, and this is me in Bangkok. In the last year, I've traveled to 6 or 7 different countries, and I came back from Asia making 100K in profit. So me literally going out and networking with all these people has made me 6 figures in money. But just going on dinners with people, going to the gym with people, networking and building relationships has literally made me 100K. And I've had dinners with 100+ entrepreneurs, as you can imagine. You go into these places, you're meeting up with new people, you're getting new perspectives of loads of other things. And then I've done business with 20 other people I've met just traveling and networking in the online space. I've invested 20K into myself since just meeting these new people. And like I said, getting that new perspective. Lived in the best villas with 15 different entrepreneurs. My confidence, my skill set has 10x'd. I've worked with big clients for the management. I've got so many referrals for my business, not just for roles in my community, but I get so many people, directing people who want to get into making money all my way, just from networking. So if you boys are just, obviously you've done the first thing, you're in Josh's community, you're around all these new people, you need to leverage that. Literally get to know every single person in the community, outside the community, get your name out there. And yeah, networking literally has changed my life. So how to leverage your network as a setter. The best roles do come from your network. So to network as a setter, this leads to building genuine conversation. Your name gets out there. You get access to managers, growth ops, recruiters. You get the cherry pick top roles, and you never outreach again. So if you have a good network, loads of my boys, they've been here for a few months now, and they never have to send an outreach message again, just because they've leveraged the network. But does anyone know why networking with growth operators are really good? Feel free to say anything if anyone's got a hand up or anything.
I'd say obviously because they're in a better position than you, it's obviously good to network with them because they've sort of got access to more things than you would yourself.
100%. So you need to think growth operators, you got to think to yourself, who has access to the roles that I have? And it's people like growth ops, they're always signing new clients. So these are the sort of people you need to network with, people who are a bit above you, like you said there perfectly. So these are the sort of people you need to be networking because at the end of the day, if you do have a network, that means no one really likes the outreach. Outreaching at the start, yeah, you might have to, but you need to be in a position where you're never going to outreach again, just by leveraging. But how to actually network as a setter? So, like I said, these are the different people you can network with. Sorry again, if you missed them. But examples. So if you're trying to, as I said, if you're trying to like just network with people, don't go straight into hi, I'm an appointment setter, blah 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 blah, because they've heard it so many times. What you've got to do is actually be more authentic and be genuine. And these are some 3 examples I use from my own story of what I would genuinely reply to. So when you're trying to network with someone like myself, find something you resonate with. Did anyone know why this is such a good message? Do you know Will too?
You sort of trying to establish a connection with someone, and you're saying, it's like a mutual thing. Like, do you know him?
Yeah, perfect. If you have a mutual, the best, that is a really good way of reaching out because they're already going to trust you. So, for example, if someone reached out to me saying, oh, you know Will too, I know Will's going to be connected with this person already. So I'm automatically trust him a little bit more. So if you boys, even like Josh, you might see Josh from someone else's story, but oh, damn, I know Josh. Like, how do you know Josh? Just from that, he's going to trust you so much more just because you built that relationship with Josh. Again, I know, like, shit, bro, where'd you get this Henny to? Or is this Cansborough? Heard it's great for networking there. So these are obviously further on the conversation. You can go on to an appointment setter. Like if you have any roles, let me know. But you just networking and building a genuine connection. There's no like sales resistance here at all. Like, no one's gonna think you're selling something. You're just genuinely trying to find out more about them. So look into like someone like a GrowFox page. Maybe see where they are. See something you resonate with, and then reach out to them like that. And that is a really, really good way of actually networking with people. So, like I said, the best ways of finding roles these days is networking. Get to know these setters, get to know these setter managers, get to know these closers, offer owners, GrowFox recruiters. If you get to leverage all these people are going to know who you are, and then you can leverage that so far. But yeah, that was like an overview of networking. If you boys have had the opportunity to leave your hometown or even go travel, I know Josh has been doing it recently. Has anyone else been like traveling since they've started appointment setting?
Yeah, a couple of places.
Did you end up connecting with any of the boys out there or anyone you met?
No, not really, to be honest.
Cool. No problem. But yeah, if you can, obviously you boys are making money remotely now. You have the opportunity. Get somewhere out to Thailand or even like France, or find places where people are, and then you're going to be able to connect from them. And like I said, even to this day, obviously I don't set anymore, but I get so many referrals from people asking for setters or asking for closers or just referring people my way, just because I took that time to meet all these new people. Just go to dinner with them, go to gym session with them. It's going to get you a long, long way. But the second thing I'll go over is mindset. I think mindset is a very, very big thing when coming into the appointment setting space. It is, I think, the reason what separates a lot of people, the killers, to like the average people. And I like to say adopt the 10K per month mindset. So the reason why a lot of people fail and what separates the killers from the average is, I don't say mindset, I don't want to say lifestyle, but yeah, adopt the 10K per month mindset. What I really mean by that is become the man who already makes 10K per month. But obviously you guys might not be making 10K per month already, but just think to yourself, what the 2.0 version of me who's making 10K a month do? Maybe that's the habits. What do they do in the morning? What do they do when they're on their appointment setting role? What do they just do on a day-to-day basis? If you adopt that mindset and you already start thinking, you already start becoming like the guy who's making 10K per month, it's gonna become so realistic. It's gonna be so realistic, and it's gonna seem so achievable. Just because you're constantly telling yourself, I'm becoming the man who's gonna make 10K per month. And the mindset topics that I've seen in the setting space is limiting beliefs. So can anyone give me an example? Or have you boys ever had a limiting belief or know any limiting beliefs that people go through within the setting space?
I'd say a lot of people I always speak to give up before the start.
Okay.
Just by simply thinking, you're in that position, but if I want to get to that, I can't, bro. It's too hard, or this, that, and that. And you sort of self-doubting yourself before you even give it a go.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I think limiting beliefs it's normal. They are normal. Like, it pops up for a lot of people, like you said perfectly. A lot of times people will come in and be like, oh, this might not work out for me. I've been here for a month already. I've been here for 2 months. I've been 3 months. That is normal. It's going to happen. But you boys need to remember, it takes 8 years to become a qualified doctor. It takes 6 years to be an appointment, to be a lawyer. If you haven't worked out for appointment setting for 3 months, that's not the end deal. You've got to keep going and going. But limiting beliefs are normal, but you've got to crush them. And that's why I say you've got to become the 10K per month version of yourself. Because would the 10K per month version of yourself be telling himself that it isn't for him? Of course not. He's going to attack every single challenge that comes his way. He's going to go through every single obstacle. So that's the main thing that comes. It's just limiting beliefs. Another one is no motivation. You need to understand your reason why. Like, for example, someone tell me their reason why. Like, is it Ronan? Is that how I say it? Sorry.
Yeah.
What is your reason why? Like, why did you invest into Josh? Why did you go into appointment setting?
I think it was more for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I had said decent 9 to 5. No, 9 to 5 is decent, but for me, I was comfortable in it. You know, nothing grows in a comfort zone, and I thought I would like to try it because obviously my brother does a lot of work on the online space. He does like day trading and stuff, which is a bit risky, but I've had a little go at it. But I thought with this, like, I've never done sales before, and then I've seen people getting certain figures off it, and I thought, you know what, I think I can do that. You believe in yourself a bit and think,
Yeah.
why not? Give it a
How
go,
much
and
money,
then.
let's say in the next like 4 months, how much money do you want to make?
Well, now within a few days, I'm on about 6.5K. So I would love next month for it to be a 20K month.
Okay, let's say 15. And why you want to hit 15K a month? Like, what? Why? Like, why not a specific
Just
number?
well, honestly, because I think I can do it.
Okay, and what if you were hitting 15K per month? What would be different to your life now that you could do? Maybe you can't do right now.
I think I definitely travel a bit more. I've traveled a lot as a younger person, but I think I definitely travel a lot more and probably just start remotely working from literally anywhere. At the minute, I just do it from, say, my bedroom or when I'm at work on my phone. But apart from that, yeah, I just work from anywhere.
So that's the reason why. The reason why for you right now is because you want to work remotely. You want to leave your hometown. You don't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job, and that's your reason why. And like I said, that's what you need to constantly remind yourself what you're doing this for. Because a lot of people just get like tied up on this space and they're just getting into it, and they even forget why they're doing it, and that's why they have motivation. They wake up like, I don't want to do this. But when you like constantly remind yourself, what am I here for? Why am I in this space? What am I actually doing? Like, why am I even appointments there? And why am I in this community? That's going to give you that drive every single morning to actually wake up and do your shit. Because no motivation. I guess everyone's probably gone through that when they wake up and they have motivation. So constantly remind yourself like why you're here. What are you doing? Like why have you even turned up to this space? And another one is I don't have enough time. I generally don't see. I don't want any of you ever saying you don't have enough time to do something, because everyone's got time. Like I don't know, a lot of people are going to say we've all got the same 24 hours in a day, but it's true. Time is never an excuse. You just aren't prioritizing it. So even myself, I've trained a lot of setters, and they say, "Oh, I can't make this work." I work from 9 to 5, 9 to 7, but it's because they're not prioritizing it. So if I said to you that you had to put 5 hours into appointment setting every single day, otherwise you'd be homeless. Guess what? You do it because you make it a priority. So having a time it's never an excuse to not do something. It's because it just isn't a priority for you. Exactly like I said there with that analogy. So you just need to have a priority straight. Okay, I want to make money online. The reason why is because I want to go traveling. Constantly tell yourself that, and then that's going to be a priority to you. Even if you are working 9 to 7, you're going to sacrifice sleep. You're going to sacrifice your social life just to make this work. So you need to kind of adopt that mindset. And another one is you are the most important person when it comes to your results. Josh, do you ever guarantee anyone they're going to make 5K per month?
I don't necessarily guarantee people they're going to make 5K a month because it's up to them to actually put in the work to do that.
100%. The reason why me, Josh, anyone else who does coaching will never ever guarantee results is because it solely generally does come down to you. You are the most important person when it comes to your results. Yes, Josh will help you or your mentor will help you. However, the results and the input you are solely responsible for. Now, don't blame anyone else. So like I said, the reason why no one actually guarantees success in this online space is because, people will help you. You know this appointment setting thing works. You see so many other people do it, but you are the person that is solely responsible for actually taking the action. You're the solely person that's actually responsible and the most important person to actually get your results. So never try and blame anyone else in the space. You've got to come into this and know it does come down to you. Of course, you've taken the first step when it comes to investing into yourself. I invested like 12K pounds into myself the other day. And I told myself, okay, these results solely come down to me. It's up to my implementation. It's come down to how much I put in. Obviously, my mentor's going to help me, but it solely does come down to me and how much work I put in, and that is what's going to get to the next step. So never try blaming yourself or blaming other people when it does solely come down to you. But okay, now we're going to skill set. So networking and mindset, obviously, that's a little bit less appointment setting related. These two are really, really important to get you to that, I'd say, the 3 to 5K plus mark. But obviously, skill set you need to even get to the 2K mark. And with skill set, skill stacking separates you from the brokies. It generally does. The brokies that work 9 to 5, the one thing they're missing is skills. You boys have all got skills which separates you from all these 9 to 5 workers, because you have a skill that generally can help other businesses like appointment setting. So you need to learn to actually master these skills. So when it comes to DM setting or phone setting, these are the skills I see. And the first one is building authority. Not enough setters or not enough appointment setters have enough authority. What I tell a lot of my setters is, of course you're an appointment setter. You don't really appointment set for the rest of your life, but you need to see yourself as you need to like think of yourself as a business owner. Don't think of yourself as an employee. Think of yourself as a business owner that makes his own decisions. You decide when to leave. You know, you've got that authority when it decides to actually leave offers or join offers. You should be hopping on like 10 interviews and picking one out of the 10 and telling the 9 other people you don't want to hop on. But more importantly, in the DMs. For example, does anyone want to give me? Let's go for the first one. What do you think is wrong with this message here? Let's get you booked in. Let's figure it out when you are free.
Straight away, you're leaving it in their hands. Let's figure out a date. You just want to put it straight to them, like, this is the day. This is when we're going to speak about business.
I love that, bro. 100%. Like, at the end of the day, these guys are booking into our calendar. We're not booking into their calendar. What about this one? Maybe we can help, bro. Is it okay if we get you in for a call?
Maybe.
No, you got to be a bit more imperative with it, really.
Yeah. It's hopeful, innit? You want to just give them a bit.
Is it okay? Like,
The maybe and is it okay? As an appointment setter, like, you know, you need to, like, you can generally change, like, say you're working on a fitness offer, you can genuinely change lives and you're telling people maybe we can help.
Yeah.
And this guy just isn't going to see you as an authority figure. He's just going to see you as
You're on your knees with that.
Yeah, exactly. Like begging this guy to start holding a call. Never do that. And okay, what about this one? It's okay for feeling fat for 6 months. Sometimes you can't help that.
Nah. You're basically washing away your own product there.
100%. So you both need to realize that. What I say to people is, obviously we're not going to be like a dickhead to them in the DMs, but we need to like cut people out on their bullshit, especially phone setting. If someone's on the phone to you and they're telling you, oh, you know, I've been fat for 6 months, it's okay though. Like, you need to challenge them on that. You seriously need to challenge. I think I mark it down on here. So holding authority as a setter. Big note reminder, you have the keys to their problems. In some cases, like even like when it comes to like, me and Josh's offer or fitness offers, we genuinely are changing lives. We're either helping people transform their physically, or it could be mentally, or just transforming them out of their job. But we are changing lives at the end of the day. So you aren't hopping on the call with them. They are hopping on a call with you. They are working with you. They are booking a call on your calendar. You are deciding if you can work with them, not the opposite. And hold authority. You need to lead conversations. You need to ask, does anyone know what an open-ended question is?
yeah, it's just finishing a message off with a question so then they can respond to it.
Good.
Always leave it open-ended.
And don't assume. So how would you transition this into an open-ended question? It's very straightforward. So I'm feeling overweight and ashamed in my body. And is this making you, how can you change this? Is this making you feel bad? To more an open-ended question. It's very simple, but I've seen people do this.
Any questions starting with is either going to end in a yes or a no. If you change it to a what, how, or why, it's going to be an open.
Well, that isn't it? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, but literally just saying like, you know, how? Yeah, I mean, how does feeling overweight, you know, actually make you feel, or like how is feeling overweight affecting you? A lot of the times is, why do you think assuming can be bad as well? So why do you think assuming, is this making you feel bad? Like, what do you think could be a problem with that?
If you don't know them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. 100%. And a lot of the times we want to hear it from them. The reason why we want to hear it from them is because, you know, a lot of the time if we say, if it's making you feel bad, they're just going to agree with you. Oh, yes. Okay. They don't really believe it themselves. However, if we change it to an open-ended question where we say, how is it actually making you feel? They're going to give you a much longer answer, and they're going to be typing it out. And whilst they're typing it out, they're constantly going to think, damn, like, I'm fat still. And, you know, they're not just saying yes or no, agreeing to you. They're typing it out physically, reminding themselves, okay, I'm fat again. So that's why you need to always ask open-ended questions and don't assume. We want to get them to say everything, especially on the phone setting call. Like on an offer the other day, my friend just he just launched an offer. I was doing a bit of charging for him. I made this guy cry on the phone from literally asking him open-ended questions. And like, obviously I didn't say any bad things. I was just asking him, you know, making you feel bad. He's like, yeah. I'm asking him open-ended questions. Like, oh, how is this actually making you feel, knowing that you're feeling ashamed of your body? And he was opening up to me so much, and he started crying. Just from asking open-ended questions, and cut people out on their bullshit 100%. So obviously, don't be a dickhead to them. But like I said, I've been overweight for years. I've been never changing my life. You need to challenge. You need to challenge it seriously. Like, it's not okay for someone to be feeling okay. Okay about feeling overweight for a few years now. Like, you need to probe on that and really understand like why they're feeling like this, etc. So the pros of holding authority is they're more likely to show sort of cool. They see you as the expert. They show real pain and they trust you more. So you need to think about it. If they see you as an expert, they're going to see you as this authority figure, and they're more, of course, they're more likely to show because they understand they've got real pain. They trust you as well, because a lot of the time setters, or even on the phone setting call mostly, people think it's okay to have a giddy chat with them, but no one really buys from people they like become friends with or really like. They need to see someone as more of an authority figure, so they know they can help them and they can trust you. Obviously, it's cool to be like, oh, you're all friendly with them on the chat, but like, you need to at one point change the frame. So, okay, I'm the authority figure. You haven't got as much knowledge as me. I'm going to change your life, and you're going to implement everything I tell you. Once they understand that, they're not going to no-show the call because they understand the value you have and that you can genuinely help them. They're going to show you real pain, and actually you can dig deeper into that. And yeah, that also just holding the authority. Probing. Does anyone know what probing is? Okay. No one knows. Okay, so probing is literally just digging deeper. So I'll do a quick role play with someone. Ronan, as you're like, quite active. Okay. Okay, so you asked me what made you reach out to start appointments saying, I say I want to make money. What would you ask next?
So
You just asked them why.
So, yeah, I was gonna say give them the why, yeah.
So I want to make money. Okay, I want to make money because I want to help my family. What do you ask next?
So what's sort of, so I need to sort of give you three benefits as in what I'm offering, but at the same time it's like, so why you sort of coming to me saying you want to make money, you give me the why, but it's more like
You'd ask them how long has it been a problem for?
You can
start to diagnose.
So what you boys should do is just practice probing. So for example, who was it? Not really the other person that was international.
Me,
Okay, I'll start. So ask me. Wait, what made you start appointments then, bro? Okay. Let's do the opposite round. You ask me, and then I'll probe into your answer. So
Right,
what made you want to start appointments then, bro?
I just wanted to make money, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, why specifically are you looking to make money?
Just so I can travel a little bit more.
Okay, cool. And what about traveling actually appeals to you?
To be honest, just the flexibility of being able to go wherever I want.
Oh, okay. Bro. I mean, in your current situation, what doesn't allow you to have this flexibility?
I'm having to work a job, and I'm restricted on times I can go away because I have to work.
Oh, damn, bro. I mean, when you say restricted, what do you actually mean by that?
So I'm contracted, so I can't really just drop things and decide when I want to go on holiday. And also my pay's limited as well.
Oh, damn, you got restricted holidays. And what's that leading for you?
Pardon?
And how's that affecting you?
Well, I'm quite limited to traveling. I've got a girlfriend as well who likes to do the same things as what I do. So it's just a bit shit not being able to do these things.
Oh, damn, bro. Okay. I mean, how long is that going on for now?
Probably say like a year.
Oh, okay. So you get the point.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will just be like, what made you want to start putting on to make money? Okay, cool. And they go, so what's been holding you back, bro? But then they don't probe. Like, as an appointment set, if you're not probing, you're not going to get far, because you need to think about it. Probing it builds, you know, that conversation me and you just had. We had like a genuine conversation going back and forth. You know, we're relating to the topic. We're not just following a script. What a lot of setters do, they just follow a script. Okay, next question. Okay, well, that's the next question. That's the next question. But at the end of the day, that's why you don't even need a script. If you just know that, if you have the skill of probing, you never have to use a script. You're just going on and basing the last conversation and just probing further. You're trying to find real pain. Because I want to make money. Like, you know, everyone wants to make money, but like, it's different for everyone else. Yeah, it's different for other people. So for you, it was, you know, you've been restricted. You want to go traveling. You have a girlfriend. You probably want to bring out there as well. So everyone has a different reason. So the reason why you need to actually probe is it builds rapport and actually have engaging conversations where they are going to be heard. Because of course, like, you know, if you're having conversations, that's how I made someone cry on the triage call. Because I was listening to them, I was probing into what they're telling me, and I was just trying to find like not surface level stuff, but actually dig right into that.
Yeah, it's like cornering them into making them say what you want them to say without asking them.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah, because we want them to tell us all the problems. Exactly. Yeah, that's a really good way of saying it. But it allows you to find the needs and find more than surface level pain. You can qualify prospects much more effectively too. You get emotional pain goes from there. So what I'm talking about there, the consequence question. So you find out what they do. Okay, then you find out, okay, so for example, you know, I want to make more money, I want to help more family, and then I told you my job was restricting, like you said. And then the consequence question is, okay, and how is that affecting you? So you find out we have like a P1 to P4 framework. So P1's like, I want to make money. P2 is like, okay, I want to make money so I can help my family. P3 is, you know, find out a bit more about that, like why can't you do that now, what, and maybe like how long it's going on for. And then P4 is, okay, what is that leading to? How is that affecting you? How is it affecting your day to day? And really, really going deep into that. It makes handling objections much more simpler because you found out so much more about this guy. Because if someone just tells you, oh, you know, I don't have the time, when you just probed so much into this guy and he's been doing this for the same 5 years, then obviously handling that objection is going to be much more simpler because you have all that information to base off and kind of use against him. And then they're less likely to no-show. So a lot of the times people just follow a script and they book them in when there isn't enough urgency, and then the people just no-show. But probing will increase the value gap for them to actually show. So yeah, if I were you boys, I would just practice probing. Like, just get on like a. That's what our boys do.
That's what I've had to like look, because I'm learning phone setting. I've never done it before,
Okay.
and I've just jumped on an offer which is for phone setting, well, triage anyway.
Right.
And that is literally exactly what I've been like learning over the last few days.
100%, bro. It's really important. Like, you'll get really good at it by just getting reps in. So I don't know, you boys just like, if you just run role plays, not even like the whole phone set, just probing, just learning probe. Because in a phone setting, you kind of need to realize, okay, when should I move on to the next question? Because you can keep probing. But yeah, that's good, bro. I would definitely recommend like keep on learning that. So increasing show rates, I think this is another important skill, because a lot of the times appointment setters think their job's done. You know, they put their call, all right, I'm done. They can just put the phone down. Whereas for me, you've only done 50% of the job. Okay, cool, you've got someone to book. Anyone can do that. But then it's actually making sure they turn up and they're constantly getting warm. So I'll show you exactly what we do. Okay, so my setter who works on my account, he confirms the call. He sends them an extra long form video. This will normally be, it can be like an educational video, maybe about the journey. A lot of the time, if you're working for like, I don't know, say like a more, say an AI offer, a lot of people aren't going to know enough about AI. So you sending them an educational video beforehand is going to educate them a bit more. We've implemented triaging. They don't know what a triage call is.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we do triage calls after as well. We also make group chats with the closer plus offer owner. We send a testimonial video. We do extra report, call confirm, and then follow up. So a lot of people think, okay, my job's done as an appointment setter, when our setter goes through all of this. And that's why we have like our show rate is ridiculously high, because we don't just stop after we've booked our, you know, appointment. We're doing all of these things to nurture, to make sure people are still warm, and to make sure people do turn up. Because who here's on an offer? Has anyone ever been on an offer where the no-show rate was quite high?
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think the problem was? Like, why were people no-show?
Just follow-ups after the call's booked. I think after. So what I was going to ask is, say when you're on about a long video, would that be from yourself?
Yeah. So it'll be the offer owner. It will be, so for example, if someone wanted to get into like AI, it could be like a 10-minute video and explaining a bit more about AI. Because the last thing you want to do is get a prospect on the call and they're asking you, so what actually is AI? What actually is this? Because the whole point of the sales call is to get their goals, their pain, you know, find where they are now and where they want to be. We don't want to be talking about AI and stuff. So that's like the most important thing, probably, if that makes sense.
I'm pretty sold in it.
Yeah. And then tonality, I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, most people go onto like a phone setting call with like the worst tonality. Sorry, I forgot who.
My sales manager, he was saying like tonality is the biggest thing that people tend to struggle with, and the thing that he did when he first started, because he was crap at it, he was saying just try and smile behind your teeth whilst you're talking to people, because if you're smiling, because you're going to be happier, you're gonna actually have expression when you're speaking to people.
Yeah,
No, that's facts. That is facts.
What benefits do you think having good tonality has?
Well,
more
you get a lot
reliable.
more information out of people, especially if you're, I don't know, you're getting the most out of the words you're using, really. Instead of just saying them, you're holding value behind your words, really.
You're just not going to be a bot. Like, there's so many bots.
So many robots.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what it's just reps, isn't it? If you constantly just put the reps in every single day, then you're going to get better. Sometimes even when we like what I say to people is like, guys, pretend to kind of start and be like, hey man, is this Josh calling? And like, it seems like more genuine. So I started being like, because everyone just starts with saying, hi, is this Josh? Like, you know, like, try like change things up a bit. But what have you learned so far from your, like, when you just started the phone setting offer to now? Like, how has your tonality changed, would you say?
Well, I'm not actually. I start on Monday, so I'm in the learning process. So I'm just going through scripts, doing mock calls. Mainly tonality, though, really, because I've obviously watching back my recordings like quite regularly and seeing the progression from the start. And I
Yeah.
see that I'm a lot more confident and the conversation flows a lot better
Okay.
when my tonality is there with it, because you get better responses out of that.
Yeah. What's the offer?
It's like the guy's a barber coach. I don't know how, I didn't even think this was like a niche at all, but he teaches barbers how to become viral on social media.
Oh, sick. One of my boys just getting stuff. Who's it managed by? Quick.
Joel Thompson.
Okay, cool. And you know what the ICP is?
Mainly barbers who are trying to touch like 20K a month.
Okay, cool. Is it male? I'm guessing male, like maybe.
Male, yeah.
So sometimes even like just if you're speaking to like a 60-year-old, obviously on the phone, you're gonna want to like, even talk a bit slowly just so they can understand more.
Yeah, we have a separate framework for like older people,
Really,
but majority of people who we targeting are like 20 to 30. So
yeah. Like I said, you can use like bro and use that sort of words, but yeah, I think tonality is important when you do have like the understanding the ICP and understand who you are actually talking to, because obviously.
I feel like you'll learn a lot as well after your first call. Is like actually once you get off a call with an actual person.
Oh yeah,
your first call.
Yeah, obviously, like getting role players in is really good. But once you are on that first call and you get off it, like you feel pumped. You're like, damn, like that was sick. It was easy. But
I do that at the minute. I do outbound and inbound for a mobile provider as like my main source of income at the moment, as well as setting. So.
No, sick. So, yeah, like, you come from a sales background, right? We're pretty used to it.
Business to business as well. So
yeah, cool. And the last thing I'll go over is just the hunger, to be honest. So I think a lot of you guys know that when hiring, like, even when I used to hire, when I hire setters to this day, when I try to decide like what setter to put on, or if I'm managing a setter, I don't really even look at experience too much, because experience doesn't really mean too much, especially if it's not like a huge offer. Obviously, if it's like a mil plus month phone setting role, you want the like A game players. But let's say an offer's just started, you'll know that when hiring setters, people don't always look for experience, but they prefer someone with hunger and willingness to learn. And if you've always just adapt that, you can leverage that, especially if you're very new to the space. So, with hunger, you understand that you need to put the work in, and that doesn't see results. For example, send out outreach messages without seeing results. So yeah, like everyone coming into the space, if you're new, obviously if you've been here longer, you realize that when you come in, you've got to realize that, you put in work and you won't see results straight away. And I think everyone's got to understand that. For example, that could be, if you're a business owner, you could be sending out, you could be doing 100 YouTube videos and you only get like 10 views still, and you have to sign a single client. You've just got to understand that sort of aspect. And then the linear input will eventually be linear to the outcome. But if you genuinely are turning up to Josh calls every day, you are sending out the networking message, the outreaches, you're applying to all the roles, like it will genuinely come, like it will be linear to the outcome. It's just reps. So like I said, you boys should be role playing like every day, realistically, especially if you're on a phone setting call. Just find 30 minutes, even if it's like AI or speaking to ChatGPT on the phone. Just get used to just talking and just role playing. Obviously, preferably if it's with someone else within your boys' community. But yeah, like how bad do you really want it? Like remember, the bar is super low. Like to outcompete anyone else within the space is super easy. Like everyone else is just lazy. And yeah, confidence. I think confidence comes with just having that hunger. On interviews, come with that confidence and you know you'll crush it. So I think that's the main thing. If you have no experience, but you genuinely like, I don't mean like have ego, but like have the right mix. You know what it takes, but at the same time, you're like they understand you're willing to learn, you're willing to actually take this first role on. I'd say just have that confidence, and then people will most likely take you on. But yeah, apart from that, that's just the main four aspects. Like I said, I'll recap. Networking. If any of you boys haven't traveled, I would definitely recommend it. Especially like Ronan, you're making 6.5K, bro. I'll definitely get out there. Get out somewhere, experience out of your hometown. I know Josh is. Have the right mindset. I know obviously you boys have the first thing that you boys have done is obviously invest into yourself, which is really good. But you need to constantly be learning. Like to this day, I know Josh is still investing into himself. I am. Like you're never going to stop learning. So just don't have that ego if you're willing to learn. And then obviously skill set. Even to this day, I've tried to learn as many skills, whether that's closing, whether that's marketing. Once you do master a skill like sales, just try and stack as many skills up, and then the hunger. Yeah, that was pretty much it, boys.
Solid.
Yeah. Any questions you would want to run through with?
For someone who is starting phone setting outside of authority and role plays, is there anything you'd recommend for someone with a lack of experience going into it?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of learning the script, but I think it's important for the first month that you just understand the framework of how it goes. So eventually, when you understand that, then you can start going off. But I would just practice probing, bro, because that's one of the main things that's going to get you off that script. If you just know how to probe, your conversations are going to flow. You're going to know when the questions are. So just think of the probing questions and just get a load of role plays in with that, I'd say.
Yeah, got you. Thanks.
I think when you mentioned the first sort of 6-tier thing, you go from a setter to a setter manager, etc. How would I get in contact with like growth ops sort of thing?
So a lot of times is you just type up like growth up on Instagram. You find one, and at the end of the day, this space like might seem big, but it's very small. Like if you just go to the comment section or go on their followings, there's going to be more growth ops there because growth ops are connected with growth ops. Growth ops are connected with setter managers. They're connected with closers. They're connected with setters. So you just keep networking with everyone, and you'll keep coming across them. To dig into their profiles. It might be like you don't feel like you're stalking them. You're just trying to find out people that are connected with them. So yeah, once you find one person, I guarantee you can find like another 50 people from that one person. Is that how you boys started outreaching as well? Just go for other people's, yeah. But yeah, what are you doing at the moment? You just setting?
Me, I'm just DM setting, yeah.
What's your next?
6K in the past 8 days.
What offer you want?
It's for an American client, and she basically does scaling, like for social media and personal brand sort of things.
What, 5-10% commission? Or?
Well, I started on 7.5, but she upped it within the first day to 10.
Wow, solid, bro. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the times the best ways of actually like getting out as a setter, going into management is through your offer right now. So let's say the volume increases, all of them bring on another setup, bam, pitch, setter management, get into closing. But yeah, I'll definitely recommend getting into closing as well. Like I mentioned, the skills you can learn.
I mentioned that the other day. She was like, would you, because she needs a closer at the minute, and she was like, would you be willing to do it? And I'm sort of like, yeah, but then if I'm making this as a setter with a decent closer, I don't want to jump in as a fresh closer and then my close rate's like 4%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never done it before, but I'd give it a go, 100%. Yeah.
You'll learn.
Learning every day, so.
That's why I'm in the middle of doing training right now to be a setter for my client.
Or just like maybe take like the more less qualified leads. That's what I do. That's what I got my old setter to do. That's how I got him into a closer. We used to have leads that we wouldn't even like touch. Then this guy who was practicing closing would just start closing all these guys who we thought were unqualified. So anytime you think of DQing someone, just get the reps. You don't really care if they close or not. You just get them on the call. Bam, they close. Happy days for you. You got commissions for a set and a close. If they don't, then you've got experience and you can even leverage that in the future. Oh yeah, I'll
win on it.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Anyone else got any further questions they want to run?
Yeah, so one of me and the other boys within Setter School started our own agency where we're helping fitness coaches scale. So they'd be like low ticket offers and helping you scale to a high ticket. We've had one sales call, but we've noticed that it ran over like by a significant amount because we was pitching the idea. Would you recommend running role plays prior to having these closing calls?
Well, so you're having a call to try land a client?
Well, essentially we're pitching them and then landing them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to, I'm not too sure to be fair. I think, yeah, I mean, I guess it's not, I wouldn't say it's like a huge factor. Like, I don't play before I'm going to close them, but like, I think like, just having that skill does take a long time. So if I were you, I would just be learning. If you want to start closing more clients, I would just be learning every single day. Just have the framework in place because sometimes you need to understand that with B2B, these guys know what sales calls are. You don't never ever in a B2B call. Like, so how would that make you feel if you weren't able to do that? Because they would be like, I understand. Like you instead like try like understand. And what I like to do with what I got taught is just say, what's that leading to, bro? Okay, cool. Damn, you're only at 20. You're at 20K per month. You want to make 100K per month. What's that leading for in the business? Try to change up words for B2B because even when you're B2B setting, these guys they think they're smart. They know what sales calls are. They know when someone's being too salesy. So to be fair, I wouldn't really bother. Just go into a call being yourself. If you're really like optimistic and you can help this guy, then you should be. They will be able to tell within that call.
Yeah, spot on.
Cool. Any more questions, boys?
Nothing to think of, no.
I'd say, so when you say about networking in like foreign countries, obviously you can put it on your story like, who's here, let's network. But what would you say is a sort of hot spot? I know you mentioned France and stuff, but like, where sort of would I book a flight, go out there, and meet at least 5 people to network with?
Thailand. When I went to
Thailand, yeah.
Thailand.
Thailand's good.
with people, it's crazy. Like I said, you like all I went out there and knew no one, and then from there you meet one person. The space is so small, you think it's big, but it isn't. You get out there and
Spider
everyone-
webs.
yeah, exactly. And then from there, like you will know everyone at one point. But yeah, if you go to Bangkok, you know, you go to one person, you get out to dinner, you go to Koh Samui as well. Like everyone just knows each other. It's like, yeah, it's really easy to network with people out there. But even in the UK, like even if you can, like, whereabouts are you from?
Birmingham.
I mean, yeah, like you know, meet up with just some of like the boys in your community, or just meet up with some of the boys who you know online that are like an hour away. Go down to London for a dinner. Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes. And then from there, like you know, they might bring someone else, and then you've just made a new connection. Simple as that.
100%.
Yeah, like, especially like when you start off as a setter. Like even me right now, it's like obviously I don't want to go out and meet every single person, but I did, and that's why like I got to the position where I am, because I took that time, I took that effort to just meet everyone. Obviously, I wouldn't do it now because that's not as a high ROI task, but if we're just starting out, just get to know everyone for sure.
Sorry, last question. I think you already covered it a bit, but like, what is your why?
My why is actually my why was to always go traveling. To be fair, and then that's what it was always at the start, because I wanted to get out of the UK, and then for me it was okay. How can I work remotely? So I used to do like retailing like 3-4 years ago. I was like, okay, cool, I'm making money online, but I want to travel. But I just constantly told myself like, okay, cool. I really wanted to go to Thailand. Like, I saw all these videos, etc. I even saw like Will, he was out in Thailand. So that's what like really pushed me to actually get there. The next step.
Solid.
Cool. What's your reason why, Josh?
I've got a little bit of a different reason. Like, obviously I travel. I'm going Paris. I'm looking at booking Paris to go Tuesday for a few days. I'm going Greece on Saturday. Dubai, literally run those. I booked that last night or the night before, 3 weeks time. I do like the little bit of traveling here and there, but my main reason is just to make sure that people that I love and I'm surrounded with are supported in their time. That's the main thing for me.
100%.
Yeah,
That's really good.
mainly doing it for them rather than myself. So that's why.
100%. That's good to have that reason why. Then you know, if you ever like end up scrolling on TikTok, that's going to constantly be in your mind. I'm literally trying to help the people around me. That is what I'm doing now. Like, going to help me if I'm like scrolling TikTok. So yeah. That's good.
Would you say that it's good to make a video about your own why and
What do
post
you
it like?
What do you mean by video? Like on publicly or just like?
Yes, a lot. Obviously, I post TikToks and Instagram, like relating to setting, like, you know, to say get people involved, spread it out to sort of like, this is what I'm doing, it's good, blah blah blah. Is it good to sort of make a video on my why for people or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good because it tells people who you are. A lot of the time, you know, people, if they see like, oh, you make money on Planet, they're like, oh, it's just another guy. But if you're making content on like you and who you are, a lot of the time, you boys will know you're in the sales space. Like, people don't really buy coaching; they buy coaches. So if they want to buy from you, or you ever start something else in the future, they're gonna know who Ronan is, like what values he has. Because a lot of the time,
Person, like the product in it.
people buy it from like value. Like one of my setters, he works with some guy called Sue, and people just relate to him so much just because like he's a 19-year-old making like a lot of money. He only works 5-hour days. So when you talk about yourself and you talk about like what you do, maybe even things you do on the weekend, like sports you play or like blah blah blah.
More relatable, isn't it?
Yeah, people are relatable. Like, damn, like this guy isn't just one of these bullshits online. Like I can relate with him. Like I want to be like him. Like I have the same values. So and I say you're religiously like you preach Christianity. People who else are Christians are like, damn, like you know, I do the same thing. Like this guy's cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna follow him. So
That's
yeah,
me. Why not doing that sort of thing in it?
100%. That's a sick name. Is your name Power? That's a sick name, bro.
But yeah, it's my surname, bro.
Oh, sick. Cool. But yeah, is anyone else wanting to ask a few final questions?
No, I think we're all good.
Yeah, I've got some serious value after that. I appreciate it, mate.
All good. But yeah, if you boys do need anything, I think I'm not sure if you boys have got my Instagram, but
Yeah, I
I
just
did
followed you,
actually
to be
the other
fair.
day.
yeah, I'm barely active on Instagram. It's on my setter going ham on there, so but I'll make sure to give you boys a follow back. But yeah, I appreciate you boys and Josh for having me on.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Thank
Cheers,
you very
bro.
much.
Thank you.
Wasn't a bit Josh.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
What's that, bro?
If you can send me the recording, I'll really appreciate
Yeah,
it. Lovely stuff. Right, I'll catch you guys soon.
See you soon,
Sweet,
boys.
bro.
Yeah.
Cheers.